Hi everyone, and welcome to our video release of our Hello You collection. This is a beautiful collection, as you're going to see as we go through it, that can lean so many different ways. Obviously it's very versatile because there is the color range that it's in, and you're going to see that in the elements and papers that I'll show you in a second. But also note this as we go through. You're going to see these things as you can go a little bit more lean to a little bit more towards the cutesy side, if you will, and or you can eliminate those sorts of elements and just stay within the florals and the lace scallops, things like that, and you can have a very elegant and very mature themed creation as well. So obviously great for cards, layouts, mini albums, obviously the same paper crafts that we always intend to create for. But like I said, you will see that the versatility in this, not only for the occasions you can use it for, but also for how you want to create with it. So before we move on, this is our bundled collection. And for those of you that are new to our videos, our bundled collection includes all 5 coordinated products. There are no duplicate items in any of these 5 products. And by buying it as the bundle, you do save yourself 20% versus purchasing each item individually. So definitely well worth buying as the bundled item if you know you're going to create lots with it. So in the FQB, we start out with some arrows. Beautiful little elements that just add a little bit of extra color, a little bit of extra texture, and that kind of thing. And you can see they're covered in some of the background papers from this collection, which is really nice. And here we are in these background papers. As you can see, this is a little more elegant, as I was talking about earlier, and in some different colors. So you can see the elegance coming through if that's the way you wanted to go. Same thing in the damask papers, right? And then as we come up to... there is the big florals, and again, gorgeous papers. Something you always aspire to use, and like I use this particular one in the card making idea. I'll show you at the end. You know, they are so inspiring, and you just really want to use them. They're the first ones you turn to. As we get into the ginghams, you can see if you wanted to go a little more cutesy, maybe you were making something for a like teenage person or grandchild, children, things like that. You can see how it could go that way if you wanted. And look at how unique this is. Hello to you. And then Mary Fran chose to put in just randomly here, hello to you, in the chartreuse as well in there. So you can see how that kind of pops out. In some of the other colors, it's not as much. And then here you are, it's a lot, right? So again, a great background paper gives it so much interest, right? Here is an actual background paper that you get in the collection, and as you can see, this is clustered together. If you wanted a card front, if you wanted your album front, or you're gonna, again, I'll show you this when Mary Fran made a layout using this actually identical background paper, and I'll show you how you can add in a couple of photos. And so, talk about easy. Like, this is completely done for you, and done so well. Mary Fran even put a blank tag on here, so that way, whatever your occasion, whatever you want to say about it, anything like that, you have that available to you. All you have to do is put that on there yourself, and you are done. So, super easy, super great job. And there it is with these areas for your photos, which is basically the layout I'll show you at the end here. I'll show you it finished so you see how it all comes together. Again, great little flower background pages. Here's another pattern. Here is a plaid, polka dots. There is everything in here. So no matter what you're feeling like, there's the quilt background paper that Mary Fran does quite frequently. Again, it works so well in here. And again, I use that in my card making idea. I will show you at the end so you can get a picture of, hey, what does it look like when it's kind of clustered in with everything? How does that all come together? So lots of intricate patterns like our stationary backs, as well as stitch background. So a lot of other patterns that aren't so elaborate and aren't so so much, so that way they're easily paired together, so that when you do create, you have many options depending on which way you wanted to go and what you saw things as. Our elements go into bows, again beautifully colored, and butterflies. Butterflies, here you go again. When you look at some of these styles, look at how elegant they are. So again, because it has the veining of the butterfly's wings and everything else, that is really pretty. So as you can see, again, you can go both ways with this kit. You can go to that cutesy side if you wanted to, but you can also go to the very pretty. Here are some circles. Now, whether you want to use these and put a photo inside and use it like a photo mat, whether you want to use it as just specific elements, and I'll show you that in some of the upcoming clusters that Mary Fran has done. These are really, really versatile and really cool elements. When Mary Fran was making them on her screen, I was just kind of marveling at it and commented to her about it. What a great and unique idea she had in order to do these. So here you go. Here they are paired together to make a cluster, and see how great they are? Well, having a circle versus squares, the hard edges, of squares or rectangles, this gives you those soft edges, and it flows a little more. It gives it more of a lighthearted feel, that kind of thing. Again, another great cluster. So if you're having a little bit of creative block, these are fabulous items in order to start with. Take a look at those, see if they are your sentiments in there, or if not, you can easily place a sentiment tag over top of that and have your own sentiment that you can write in there. So floral clusters and circle stickers, thinking of you. Again, such great elements. Here's an envelope cluster, and again, I'll show you how I chose to use this in the card making idea, sending love your way. So sending love your way, that could be for a friendship, that could be for anniversary, that could be for sympathy, that could be for a birthday. That could represent a lot of different themes there. So great use for that element. Flares with the metal rings around them. Always with the metal rings around them, I love those because it gives it such a different look and texture. The florals, the floral clusters, again, I used that one in the card making idea. It's a very, very full card this time. And again, something great in order to really personalize, really get creative with things. So those are for the days. Here's the floral clusters as well. When you're tucking things in, you have, your mojo is flowing, and Mary Fran gives you all those creative options so you can go in any direction you want. Again, frames, Mary Fran chose to go in the circle version. Again, lovely. I loved it. I used the white one in the card making idea. They turned out just so well, right? They just give it such a different look than all the squares and rectangles. Hearts obviously convey a bit of love, a bit of emotion in there. Great to use. We move into the journal labels. And again, Mary Fran left these blank for you. So very elaborately done. Like, look at that. That is like 4 different pieces. Very well done. Very elegant looking. You fill it in exactly for the sentiment. Is that a birthday? Is that someone's name? Whatever it is, you can fill it in. Journal mats, again, great elements to use that coordinate so well with the kit, obviously, but you have your own personalization to it. These are so important and so important to use. Here are some phrase labels that are pre-done for you. And again, these may be exactly what you wanted to say, but if not, there's some blank ones in here for you as well. And again, for those of you that English is not your primary language, we always want to accommodate for that. Here are some scallops. So you'll see how I chose to use that particular scallop in card making idea and how it'll turn out for you. I think they really add a touch of elegance and charm to everything. Here's some scalloped frames as well, if that was how you wanted to use things and personalize your photos that way. Digital sentiment stamps, hello. Sentiment label sent with love and sending you best wishes. Again, more sentiment labels. Lots of opportunity here for you. Smile, hello, how are you? That is great, especially in today's day and age where we have the pandemic that has gone on for a year now. Obviously, all we can do is pretty much phone each other. We aren't able to see our families, or in some cases, due to vaccinations, you're just starting to. Well, why not have something special to bring along when you see them in person for that first time? How great is this kit for that? Some tabs, easy uses for photo albums, cards. There are so many uses for those tabs in order to make note of special items that you want to highlight. Here are the telephones in their individual use, so then that way, again, when you're creative, you want to use those exactly the way you want to use them. Some more word strips that have so many different phrases already done for you. Again, great starting spots. If that says something you wanted to or creating a theme for, great. If not, here's the blank ones for you so that way you can fill in your appropriate one. So that's everything in the FQB. In our Little Bits additional elements pack, again, no duplicate items, just clusters. And the Little Bits, again, as you can see from this beautiful cluster, are a great starting point. Just wanted to say hello. You can leave this blank. You can add a photo in behind here. You can add a background paper in behind here to personalize it, whatever you want to do. But the Little Bits contains all pre-finished items that are great starting spots. If you're having one of those days and you're thinking, boy, I sure want to create, but man, I just am having some difficulty figuring it out what I want to do, the Little Bits turn right there and you have it all, because you'll see something in there that is a cluster that's already done that just gets you started. That's really what we always need, is we need that push to just get ourselves started. And as you can see, there's lots more journal tags, both blank and filled in for you, that again give you that full range in order to utilize them, personalize them yourselves, or use the ones that are pre-done. The 2 paper pack, here we go again, where you see the same patterns but not in these colors. Again, no duplicates anywhere in these. These add additional papers for you. So when you are looking to create, and if you're creating multiple photo album pages, mini album pages, or even cards, journals, all that kind of stuff, you want coordinates, but you don't want the identicals. And that is what the 2 paper pack gives to you, is it gives you those coordinating papers. The solids just have a light muted lined pattern in them, as you can see. But again, perfectly color matched to the kit. That is so, so important. When you are matting things, when you're using them in behind photos, all that kind of stuff, or if you choose to use this and say, you know what, I'm building my own custom background paper. I saw that big floral cluster I'm going to use in there. I saw that other cluster down here. I'm going to add a photo, or maybe tuck in a big journal area, the journal mats, and right on there. You can do anything you want with these. These have a lot of uses, but again, they're color matched, which is so important. Lastly is our alpha, and our alpha, as you can see, is done very beautifully. So this leans a little more to the elegant side and gives you the opportunity, in order for, if you have names, dates, places, emotions, whatever it is, you have this ability in order to create and highlight these items, highlight those themes, names, dates, places. Here we go, rambling on as I get through all the letters. But as you can see, this is the way to go with it, and that is the use of the alpha, is for those specific uses. So before I let you go, and before you dash off and get this kit for yourself, here is some inspiration for you in the displays. Let's go into the card first. And as I mentioned to you earlier, this card is so full. I used the cluster, which is the envelope cluster. I added in the white circle frame. And again, I did nothing with the frame. I was just using it as an element. I didn't add a photo or a background paper behind it, nothing. I was just using it as an element. And I really liked how it turned out. I added an additional arrow. I added in the heart. I added in the floral cluster. Here is the scallop border pieces. There's lots going on in here, but that's what I wanted to show you, is the elegant way this can go, and sending love your way, as I mentioned earlier, using this. That could be for a birthday, an anniversary, a sympathy. There is lots that you can do in terms of the theme for that. The first layout here is Mary Fran created, and again, as I mentioned to you, this entire page is done for you, and even the photo spots if you want them. It has, one comes with photo spots, one comes without photo spots, depending on how you want to use it. So it's that simple in order to create a layout, is pop your photos in. So obviously we were having a good day that day and having lots of laughter, and I think it turned out perfectly. And so well, the photos match so well with what the kit's feel and theme are. And lastly, Mary Fran did another layout sampler, and this is almost like a bunch of journal cards clustered together. So obviously you can see the multitude of elements that she's placed on here, which looks so great. And again, if you wanted to use this for a card front, you wanted to use this for your album front or anything, great idea. But also, think about taking out the thinking of you. If you wanted to copy this, why not take out thinking of you and this cluster up here and pop a photo in there? Or maybe you take out this heart down here and that opens up this square, pop a photo in there. So you can see how this can easily become a layout. And these are quite popular these days, where you see these a lot, where people are using journal cards and then popping in photos and removing the cluster there, basically, or not putting it in. You're just copying this when you create this, but not popping in that particular cluster and using that for a photo area. So, once again, this is our bundled Hello You collection, and it is terrific. I really strongly encourage you to get this one because this has so many uses. And it's one of those kits that you buy that is versatility and you can refer back to and use to create again and again and again, which is so incredibly important. Thanks once again for tuning in, but before you head off, look down in the bottom right of the screen. You'll see our Knitwit Collections logo. Please click on that to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be made aware every time new videos are made. And please give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know what you're going to create with this kit, or what your maybe favorite paper or element or whatever it is that you saw as we went through this video. Thanks once again, and we hope you enjoy creating with our Hello You collection.